We start off hour 2 of the program talking about growth, potential growth. Now, conflicting reports on this, all right? So the NFLPA is trying to say, no, this is not the case. But according to Mike Florio, and per a source with knowledge of the situation, NFLPA Executive Director Lloyd Howell has been actively discussing the pros and cons of a 4-team European division. That's because the NFLPA is preparing for the push from the league to try and grow overseas, ultimately resulting in a division in the NFL that would be in Europe. Now, Lloyd Howell did respond and say, player members are in regular discussion with the NFLPA about international games and related to health and safety issues, but no one is actively preparing for a European division. Well, you can say that, but it does feel like eventually this is where this is going. And I just wonder, and we've talked about the 16-game international schedule that they've thrown in there and just how would this work and how does this look? I wonder if that's Roger Goodell and the NFL, sort of their soft launch into NFL in Europe and potentially growing, and we've heard this before, having 4 teams playing over in Europe and making that be one of the divisions in the NFL. Somehow, some way, as much as I can't stand it, I'm good with the way that it is. The NFL is always looking for growth, and it feels like Europe is the place that it may happen.
I mean, but they've tried this before. I mean, and maybe not like this, but they've tried numerous times to create world leagues. Football just isn't widely participated in like soccer, and that's okay. I understand what, I guess, the thought process of trying to expand the borders, trying to make the game more, globalized. I get that. But I don't know. I think that there has to be an understanding, and which it's not in my wheelhouse to try to figure it out. So maybe it is taking place under Roger Goodell to understand the market well enough to maybe capture the NFL fans that are there. I mean, I think they've done a great job, an excellent job of what they've been able to do with the games that are played there. I've been to a couple of them. I've experienced it. It is a spectacle. But you have a lot of people who don't understand the game, and they go because it's a spectacle. They go for the meeting of people. They go to have a good time. Could be a date, go for the food, whatever it may be. And you may be like, well, how do you know that? Because I'll go see a team that's playing, and the 2 teams that are playing, you'll see a whole bunch of different team jerseys being worn by the fans that are there. And then what's interesting is that the fans kind of pick and choose who they want to cheer for. And that becomes almost like the de facto home team. Like, oh, we're going to cheer more for this team. But for the most part, you'll hear jeers and cheers after every big play. It's not a home field advantage, So
it's an ooh and ah. Ooh,
it's a ooh and ah. Yeah.
It's weird.
It's not a Jonas, because he plays for this team and that's your team. They're representing their team. That's not what you have there. And I just wonder, would it create a better environment if you created this 4-team division? Are they all playing at Wembley? Because, I mean, I would assume that those 4 teams are going to have to travel quite a bit to come here to play other teams in the NFL, correct?
Yeah, that's the other part of it. Like travel, like logistically.
How does this work? How does it work?
It just feels like, and I'll also say this. If you're the NFL and you really want to get people in London or in Europe excited about the game, maybe you shouldn't have sent the Jaguars over first.
Dang.
Because there's probably people in London going, is this what you guys love?
Dang.
Like this? Like we're supposed to be excited about this? This team sucks.
I will say,
what are we doing here?
Listening to what you just said and what we just said, like, I guess that would be the difference for what they did in the past and what they didn't play each other in the past. Like when they created NFL Euro, they were playing each other. It was just their league.
Yeah.
Because this would actually entail them playing teams in the national. It's a National Football League division. That could have the cachet connected to it. That makes sense. And then if you get those names, like I don't know how big NFL names are European-wise. Like I feel like some names like move the needle a little bit. I mean, if you'd have had, I would assume that you have a Tom Brady that moves the needle abroad. If you have, maybe right now a Patrick Mahomes or a Dak Prescott, maybe that moves the needle abroad. But how many players do you really have that are a drawing card, a big ticket for selling tickets to come watch? What are you selling? In terms of advertisement wise, what are you connecting to these TV deals that you would want to do over there to try to get the type of money that you're going to generate? These are all questions that will have to be answered and understood in making that type of decision. What is attractive to that market about the NFL player, the NFL game, and the community that's connected to it?
What about from a player standpoint? Would you want to play in Europe?
I would say if I could identify, and this is just me personally, because I was always trying to identify how am I able to integrate and acclimate to, one, serving this community, for one, and for two, what am I doing after I'm done playing? So if I could identify something, like for me, I would have been fine because I chose to go into media. I wanted to be a media personality. I wanted to write. I wanted to do television. I wanted to do radio. So that was something that was important to me, and I started building while I was playing in Washington. So if I'm in Europe, they got what's it called? Sky, I believe it's called.
Sky Sports.
Sky Sports.
Yeah.
So I would have been, I think there are things that would be attractive. It's a beautiful place. There's a lot going on. The euro is stronger than the American dollar. Now, that can play against you or it could play for you, depending on how you look at it, right? Like if I'm making money and I'm saving money and I'm living modestly in Europe, and I decide to come back home and live in America, I don't know how all that works, but I would assume I'm getting more bang for my buck when I bring my buck here from what I'm making over there. There's a lot of things to consider and to think about that would play a part in this. Where are the players coming from? Are they coming from America? Are they European players? How does that work? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of questions that would have to be.
It would be you'd be drafted into that division and that team in Europe, just as you would be drafted into any other team in the NFL.
I just think there's a lot that, because now you got like a dual citizenship type of situation. Like, I just wonder how that would work. And I know some people may say, well, isn't that how it would work with the Canadian Football League? Like, I don't think it would work that way. Well, maybe the setup of you having a working visa and stuff like that. I mean, people play abroad all the time. People go abroad to play professionally all the time. But as it applies to playing for an American league abroad, how does that work? I mean, I know you have it in basketball, you have it in hockey, you even have it in baseball. You have pro teams, franchises that are in Canada. But how does that work? Canada's right here, for one. That's right a part of, like, North America. Like, we're right here. You could drive to it. But this is different. This is, you're going over the pond. This is you're asking a different type of commitment level from these athletes, and they got to be away from, like, at least your family can fly to see you or drive to see you if you're playing somewhere in the States. How is your family going to be a part of your life? And that's you're really changing your lifestyle. There's a difference in culture, different in language. It's not so much a language barrier because they speak English, but it's still different.